What is up? Oh my gosh, we are back with another episode of Shannon the Slayer, and I have another amazing guest for you today, which I am super excited about. I'm always excited, but I'm super duper excited today because Doug is not only like a close friend of mine and we go way back, but we also started like our kind of journeys on filmmaking and all this stuff at the same time in a way. So I cannot wait for you to meet him. And while we're at it, Doug, introduce yourself. Tell them who you are, where you're at, what you do, all the
Oh,
things.
that's gonna be a hard one. I mean, who am I really?
Oh, wait. Before you go on, I'm just going to make this little note. Doug is in France, so his internet might be a little shady here and there, but, we can hear
A little
him.
bit.
It's good. We got this. So go ahead. Take it away, Doug.
Yeah, so my name is Doug Clayton. I'm from Miami, Florida, but I spent most of my time growing up in Tampa, which is where I met Shannon. It's crazy to think like we've known each other and it's like, oh yeah, 15 years ago, and it's like that's real now. We're old. It happened.
Shut up. Shut up. I refuse to hear those words, but it's true.
Oh man.
Yeah. I know.
But no, like yeah,
I know.
like so I originally got started with all of this art stuff back then and it was all new and exciting and then I found out there's no money. So here we are now. So
Yet
yeah,
you're still here, You're still
but
doing it.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I could have been a plumber or something and I would have had way more money than this.
You
But
are a
yeah,
creative, that's why.
yeah, I mean, we're all creative. So, what I was gonna say though, and this is the interesting thing, is like I never intended on doing art or anything related to art. So, I've been a game developer now for 14 years almost, if not 14
Wow.
years at this point. It's insane. But like,
It's
just like
insane.
Shannon, I got everything done, like, do it yourself, do it at home, figure it out. And the real path to kind of any sort of career, I feel like, is just figuring things out yourself. Does that make sense? Do I sound like a crazy person?
No, it makes total sense. I've talked to them a little bit about this, creating your own shit
Hmm.
a few episodes back, so keep going. It's making total sense. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, like cut me off if I'm rambling. So yeah, this is my old man rant. So I started out I was an insane person and I had an idea and I was like, "Oh, I want to make a movie, but I have no money or training or anything, equipment." So I'm like, I'm going to go down to the university because I was going to USF at the same time, same school as Shannon, and I'm like, I'm just going to go over to the film department and I'm just going to ask around and see, can I find actors, can I find crew, whatever. So I just went up to classes and I was like, hey, you guys have actors, I need actors, it'll be great, we'll work together.
Yep.
And so I wound up meeting Shannon and a bunch of other nice people. And then we really tried. I had this script and I was like, we're going to make a movie. It was some trashy zombie movie. And I wrote it in like 2 weeks. It was very haphazard. I was like, I got to get something going. College is getting close to the ending. We got to figure something out.
Yeah. I remember that
So
day.
yeah, yeah. And I came into the classroom and everybody was like, who the hell is this guy? What the fuck? And I'm like, hey,
Correct.
I'm making a movie and I don't know what I'm doing. Who wants to come? And a bunch of y'all said yes.
Naturally, right?
uh, so then we went out and shot like some test footage with a janky camera I got off Amazon with janky, it was like a Sony recorder. It was terrible. Everything was terrible. We had no idea what we were doing. And we tried to shoot a little something, but everyone was unreliable and whatever. And I said, I can't rely on these people, except for Shannon, of course. And then I go, okay, well, I can make a video game. I have no experience making video games. I don't know anything about games. I'll make a video game. So then I spent the next 8 months killing myself, going to
Yeah.
college, working, making a video game, spending time with my friends, being a drunk 20, early 20 something, just being generally malevolent. And then I managed to make a video game with Shannon's help. She voiced the character. And then yeah, so it was like, okay,
Blinky, right?
so yeah, Blinky's Adventure was the stupid name I came up with. I was
So
like, I
great.
gotta get something. So then yeah, we put out the game and it made a total of $30. My grand rising success. But the thing was, like, because I had to teach myself everything and there was nothing else there for me, and it was back in the day when you couldn't just go on YouTube or something, you just had to figure it out. I learned a lot of skills from that experience. And then I started getting like going here, going there, asking people like, oh, you have work? Do you have work? I'll do anything. Do you have work? Do you have work? And then I found my way to kind of what I am now, where I'm like, I learned how to be flexible, is what I would say.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah, you
mean?
totally have. Yeah.
And so I wound up going from there in my living room to working at this little rinky dink piece of shit company in Tampa, run by this little Michael Jackson esque dictator. It was weird times, but
Weird
there
times.
I really got my first experience working in a team and then working on one of these like bigger projects. And the project was a disaster. Don't look it up. I won't give you any information. It's my personal shame.
We all have it.
We all have it. We all have that project. But like I went from working on like that type of crap to then moving on to like good stuff. I spent like a little over, actually a little less than a year there, and then they laid me off because they had no money. And then I wound up pounding the pavement again, and just asking questions, kind of, well, not knocking on doors because this is all online at this point, but just going everywhere. You got work, you got work, you got jobs, I'll do anything. And then I wound up getting pulled onto work on Call of Duty. So I had to pack up all my shit into my car, and I had no idea what I was doing. And I drove across the country to San Francisco, and that's kind of where
So
the
cool.
adventure started for me. And then I worked on Call of Duty, biggest game in the world. It was big, bombastic, and I still made no fucking money because San Francisco is expensive. The game made like God knows how much money, and then they're like, "Here's your bonus," and we're like, "Oh man, it's gonna be sick. We made all this money. It's gonna be amazing." And then the check was like
Psych.
$20,000, and it was more money than I'd ever seen at once in my life. But like
Right.
when you have $1 billion franchise and you barely have enough money to like put a down payment on a car after taxes, it kind of messes with you. So then I wound up quitting from there because I'm volatile, and I moved to Canada where
This is true.
where I moved to Montreal and I started working on Far Cry for Ubisoft there. And that was fun and exciting. And I had a lot of fun in Canada. And I was colder than I've ever been in my life. And then I jumped from there to France, actually, where I am now. And I worked at a company in France where they're like, our project's on fire. We need you to save it today. So I did that. And then we shipped that one. And then my mom died. I lost my mind. And
Yeah.
then I moved to England. So that was when the England move happened for like 6 months. So I went there. Actually, that game just launched this year. What is it called? Suicide Squad. I worked on
Oh,
that
snap.
one in England,
Okay.
and that was a nightmare. That was the worst period of my career. And then, yeah, so I moved from England back to France, and I've been in France ever since, and I love it. I can't get enough of it.
That's so cool. And like you talked about like building it for yourself. And that's one of the things that I am just always so inspired by you. Like, my awesome viewers know that I'm out there, and as you as
Hmm.
well know, I'm out there and I like to do things. I just like to get things done. If I don't get it done, I'm going to feel like shit, right? I'm going to feel
Hmm.
like I am not getting anywhere. And at the end of the day, you're not going to get anywhere if you don't get the shit done. If you keep waiting
100%.
on somebody to make this stuff happen for you, you're just going to be waiting, and you're just going to be
Hmm.
sitting on the couch eating your bag of potato chips and
Hmm.
watching Netflix all day. Whereas you have always just said, fuck it. I'm going to do this thing. I don't even care how it looks, how it turns out. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go for it no matter what the end game is. And I freaking admire that so much about you. And just, if people can get one thing, sorry about the glitch. If anybody has like a suggestion on that, because I don't know what the heck is going on. Oh my gosh. This is another fun fact. Look at this. Makeup must have been on my glasses from my last episode. It's going on to my anyway. There's a glitch in my camera to the computer. It's like, I don't know why it like overheats, but I bought something. It's not running on the battery. It's like running through the thing, and it's just like every now and then it's like, okay, it's just gonna have a temper tantrum, and it just does that.
I bought this. It's called like a Logitech. We're not being sponsored by Logitech. Logitech sponsored the show. We love you, Logitech. We also love you, Rode microphones. We love you as well. Sponsor the show. But I bought this. I bought this Logitech stream cam thing, and it's what I'm using now. It's amazing. It just works. Like, you just plug it in with a USB-C cable, and you don't have to set anything up, and it's built for streaming, I guess. It just does the thing, and I don't have to touch anything.
I might have to do that because my camera, it's an awesome camera. I freaking love it. Like, it's perfect for auditions, which is why I have it here, because this is my acting audition setup, if you do not know.
I love it.
Thank you. But yeah, it's that thing, like, it just glitches every now and then. I'm like, oh, okay, well, we're having a day, camera.
It's one of those Elgatos, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the camera is a Sony, and then it's you have to connect it through with the Elgato, the Camlink. Yep, Camlink Elgato right here. So,
yeah, those are annoying. Like, buy one of these. Logitech, sponsor the show.
Send me one, please.
Send a stream cam. But no, like, it genuinely, like, to get back on topic and stop advertising for these companies that do not pay us money. We only get paid for ads around here. That's what we want. But no, like, the thing that really bothers me about, like, the mentality a lot of people have is that they're waiting for Superman, effectively. They're waiting for, like, the right conditions, and everything's going to be perfect. And then they'll work on that album. Then they'll work on that movie. Then they'll work on that book, that game, that whatever. The perfect time is never coming. You're going to suck forever. Just get it done.
Facts. Doug drops it like it is, baby.
Would you rather, like, for instance, if you release a book, let's say it's a terrible book, everyone hates your book. You are still a published author. You have still accomplished something that most people have not accomplished. I haven't written a book yet. I've written them, but I never published them because I was like, this sucks. And then I threw it out. Why did I do that?
Young. That was the young Doug. Okay.
Yeah. But like now
you're like in that zero fucks given stage, and you're like, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, because like, that's the thing. Like, when you're young, you think everybody's eyeballs are on you and they're going to judge you and they're going to be mad at you. And like, everyone sucks. We all suck. None of us are good at anything.
Yeah, it's true. And quick thing, like, about that, nothing's going to be perfect, right? So I have been really trying to strive to be better on social media, because it's a thing. It's important. You have to be out there to get your face out there, all the things. Well, my dumbass made a post last night, and I did it on my phone. That's probably step one, for errors are going to happen when you're doing it on the phone. But listen, so I don't know if you could see this or read this. So it says, lots of people think you're talented. That right there is not the correct your. It's not the correct your. It's supposed to be YOU''RE. But I saw that and I'm like, I give a fuck. You just got to do it. And whatever happens. Like, you're going to make mistakes. It's not going to be perfect. And who cares? Most people they don't even tell unless you're anal, about that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're like, you're just posting it, you're getting yourself out there, you're motivating other people,
Hmm.
spreading the cheer. Ah, fuck it.
Like, I tell people all the time, I'm like, I am dumb. I'm dumb as hell, but I'm dumb in a good
Yes.
way. It's golden retriever dumb. Because when
You're
you
not
keep
dumb.
thinking that people are like, you're like, oh, I've got to be so smart and elegant and blah, blah, blah. Most people can't read. Who are you being elegant for?
Exactly. Exactly. It does not matter. Just let it go and be yourself, for crying
Write
out loud.
your werewolf erotica fan fiction. Who cares? We're all
Who
on a
cares?
spinning rock in space. No one cares.
Own
Maybe
that
people will
shit,
like it.
whatever it is.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
exactly. Yeah.
And
You
I
gotta
have to
own it.
tell myself this all the time because it's not just you. Because like people will be like, "Doug, you're not dumb," and I'm like, "But I am." That's the thing. I try to tell people all the time. It's a cry for help. I'm like, I'm dumb. I do dumb shit all the time.
We
But the
all
thing is,
do.
I try really hard. I don't let it dissuade me. So like right now,
Yeah.
I'm learning how to play piano, I'm learning how to play the guitar again, and I'm learning how to play the fucking drums because I'm like,
Hell yeah.
if I want to be able to produce music, I need to understand how these things work because like why be a game developer only? Why not increase the difficulty? I want to add
Yeah.
composing to that too because I enjoy it. It
Absolutely.
makes me happy. So I want to learn how to play more instruments. I want to get better at all of these things. And like, of course, if I recorded myself, I suck. I know I'm bad at it. But the thing is, I can see myself because I'm not worried about being fucking Eddie Van Halen or Mozart or some shit tomorrow. You know, I'm
Right.
not trying to be Victor Wooten in 3 days. I can see
Correct.
the incremental progress, you know? And
That's it.
most people don't like no one can see my hands. I'm doing hand motion shit. You can't see it. I'm sorry. But like you have to I have to put it up here. You have to build things brick by brick because if you're
Yeah.
not doing that, you're just kind of wasting your time because you're looking at other people who are at the end of their journey and you're comparing it to the beginning of your journey and that's the wrong
Yes.
it doesn't make sense like why are you comparing yourself to Denzel Washington? He's got a good 30 years in Hollywood on you. Like you're not going to get
Yeah.
there tomorrow. You're not going to be Michelle
Exactly.
Pfeiffer in 3 weeks. It's not going to happen. It didn't
It's
happen
not
for
gonna happen.
them.
Exactly. It's a process. It is truly a process. You're 100% correct. But a lot of people they want those immediate facts. They want the immediate gratification of,
Mhm.
oh, I they want to be there, but it takes time, pumpkin. It takes
Mhm.
time. It's just that's how it is. And it's okay that it's going to take time, right? Like
Mhm.
you're learning new things. And another thing I love you for, like you're always doing everything in between, and you're just not waiting. And that's huge. You're not waiting on anybody else. You're like learning the shit, and you're making, you're creating, like
Yeah.
you're getting there, you're
And
just
you
doing it.
are
I love
too.
it.
Like that's the thing that a lot of people get stuck in because they're like, "Oh, well, I'm not creating as fast as this other people." You don't have their damn schedule. You don't know how fast
Yeah.
that like the amount of times you'll see like I was watching on YouTube actually there's some super good drummer, right? Because we've been watching this
Hmm.
like content to learn how to drum better because my wife is learning a bit too.
Oh, cool. She
Yeah.
is.
It's
That's
it's
awesome.
super fun together. But
I
like
love
one
it.
of the guys, it was great to see because he was like, "Oh yeah, like here's this insane drumming clip." And it is insane and it's really impressive. And he was like, "That took me 16 hours for 50 seconds of footage." But
Yep.
if you're not seeing that, people are like, "Oh man, you're the best ever. I'll never get as good as you." And it's like it's just like Jackie
Right.
Chan. Jackie Chan said that he was like anybody can be Jackie Chan. All you have to do is just keep practicing and never give up and you can get to that
Mm.
level because yeah if you're not seeing all the outtakes of him tripping and falling tripping and falling tripping and falling all you're seeing in the
Exactly.
movie is the perfect take where everything went right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That is so true. But people they don't see it. They don't want to see it. I think
No.
too is another thing, right? Like they like that at the end result. They like the end result. They
Mm-hmm.
don't like doing the hard work.
Yeah.
So I think we fall in that 1% category of, you know, we know that
Crazy
you
people.
have to do. Yeah, we're the crazies. We're the crazies, and we know we have to do all this little stuff that piles up on top, and then
Mm-hmm.
eventually, as you keep piling it up and you keep like climbing towards the top, something's got to give, right? So you're gonna eventually make it, and it's gonna be awesome. It's just, we got to go through the shit to
Yeah.
get to the the beautiful things that await us that we see.
Like,
So
and
that's
and
really cool.
the thing that bothers me too, I just want to say this before we get off our soapbox. Like, you're gonna waste a lot of money. You're gonna waste a lot of time sucking, and that's okay. It's good because if you don't go through that process, you're just going to start to lose your mind over time. Because, like, imagine you go out, it's your first shoot for a movie or something. You go out and you
Uh-huh.
fucking crush it. You don't learn any of the fundamentals of acting. You just show up day one, you don't learn anything, and you're like, boom, Tom Cruise. Just insane performance. You're jumping off of trains, you're climbing through the mud. Like, everyone is so impressed with you. But it was all a
Yeah.
fluke because you don't have any fundamentals to back it up.
Mm.
That's going to bite you in the ass later. It's a lot better to be really, really good at 95% of the stuff and maybe a little weak here, a little weak there, versus be really good at that 5% of the stuff. And then when someone brings you and they're like, oh, we need drama. And you're like, oh, well, I didn't learn drama. I learned action. You don't want me to flip a
Yeah.
table or fight someone? And they're like, no, we want you to do drama.
Right.
Perform for
Yeah.
me.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a great point. And you're like all about the art of execution is what I'm hearing
Mm-hmm.
from you.
Yeah.
It's like, doing it is better than not doing it, but you have to gain those skills in order to graduate each
Mm-hmm.
each little there's like a little ladder. You have to do things here, and you have to make those steps in order to get better, and you know eventually play with the big boys, let's say.
Yeah, but
So yeah.
like that's the thing. The big boys, they also suck. They suck at stuff that you're good at and you just can't see
That's
it.
true. Yes, yes, absolutely. And they have like coaches and all the
Mm-hmm.
things. They have all the things. It's just different levels, right? So
Yeah.
they are always working too. They're trying to get better as well. I mean, at least I hope most of them are. Some of them might not be, but like it's always a work in progress. You're always going to be working, growing, learning, all the things. So 100%, absolutely. Yeah. And also, going to the next thing is,
Mm-hmm.
so we talked about the art of execution. Now, let's switch it and talk about
Mm-hmm.
the art of relaxation.
Oh, this is actually something that I feel like a lot of people are incapable of doing, and I used to be.
Okay.
I used to be really
Yeah.
incapable. Like, I couldn't calm down and just sit there, just stare at a wall for 6 hours, whatever you need to do. But like, yeah, if you don't learn how to turn it on and then turn it off, like you're gonna burn out. There's no other
Yes.
option.
It's true. It's true. And I know that you go through a lot with your work, and
Hmm.
there's a lot attached to it with video game making, and a lot of things that people don't see, don't know happening. And you do so much that
Hmm.
that burnout is like one of those things where it gets you hard, right?
Hmm.
So how how do you know when it's time to take that step back and take some relaxing time for yourself and just regroup, and you know what do you do? Like, how do you know?
For me, it's when, like, when you, like, in a horror movie when they really gotta go and they get in the car and they turn the key and it's a and it just sputters out and you're like, he's getting closer, and then you the deadline's getting closer and you keep cranking that engine and nothing's happening. That's when I
Yeah.
know, like, for me at least, like, I'm out of gas. It is over. I'm dead. It's not gonna happen.
I think that's
So
the best.
So like the key to that is like always learn how to get, I would say, stop giving it 110%. Give it like 83.5. That way you
Okay.
always got, you take the dip and then you still got a little gas left in the tank to recharge you. Because if you give everything that you're trying to do, everything that's possible, you are gonna slam into the bottom of that gas tank, and then when the killer's coming, you're gonna be cranking that car and you're gonna be like, please God, just turn on. And it's not gonna turn on for you. You're really gonna, like, your kids are hungry, everyone's looking at you, they're like, why isn't the rent paid? And you're like, oh well, I'm cranking the key, but the car's not turning on. You got to learn where that limit is, and then stay a healthy distance away from that limit.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. That is like, that's the best. I just can't. I'm literally crying right now. I don't know if you can see it, but oh, I knew there was a
Love
reason
you,
why I wore
Shan.
my shades today. I love you too. Oh my gosh. And it's true. It is so
How
true.
do
And
you avoid it? What's your technique?
oh man, I go,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like I'm that type of person where I feel bad if I'm not moving. I just
Mm-hmm.
feel bad. So I always I always try to be I'm always here. I'm always present and I try to show up. Um but like I think it was I don't think it has it dropped yet. So like last episode where I have all this the
Mm-hmm.
paint on my glasses from, I was painting my face and I felt blue. Like randomly. It hits me out of nowhere. Like
Oh yeah.
I'll wake up and I'm in a funk and I don't know what the heck. I'm like, okay, and I know it's there. It's present. I'm like, I know that I have to take a step back, but it hits me on I think a different spectrum as I get all of the things like a tidal wave. It
Mm-hmm.
just washes over me and it puts me back in the, like I'm dead in a way. And I have to what gets me out of it is doing something completely random, like painting my
mm-hmm.
face, just some weird shit, like I have to do something completely different. Get
Mm-hmm.
out of the social media, get out of the acting. Like I have to do something just
No.
crazy and like kid like. I think that would be the thing for me is like doing something kid like to bring back
Mm-hmm.
my inner child spirit. So I don't know if that made any sense, but that's what I do.
Like, I know exactly what you're talking about. I feel like all creative people, and this is going to be one of the toxic things I say on here. I'm sorry if y'all were looking for someone who isn't toxic. I'm not the one. But I will say that I think that all creative people are inherently, because like we try to be open and empathetic and reasonable, and that opens you up to all of kind of just the muck and the evil. So I feel like we're all kind
That's
of
true.
depressed. We're all fighting that like depression mania sort of thing. And I know I'm not a mental health professional. I'm sure that's 100% wrong, but like for me, I've always felt that like I can feel my social battery sometimes, because I'm the most extroverted. I'll talk to anybody. We'll have a great time. And then when that battery hits zero, I go dead. It's just nothing. I'm like, why
I
am I
love it.
here? What is happening in this world?
Right, right. And you're correct. Like we do. And if so we have different levels, right? Everybody's different. But for me to touch base on what you kind of said, I soak in everybody's energy. Like I always try to
Mm-hmm.
push out like positive vibes. That's just who I am. I'm always trying to lift people's spirits and stuff. But when I am around somebody with a lower energy, I will literally soak that up and
Mm-hmm.
I'll feel those emotions and I feel with you. So
Mm-hmm.
you're not in it alone. Like if you're in this is space down here, I'm going to try to lift myself up to bring you up with me, but also I am feeling exactly what you're feeling because I I am like that, like
Mm-hmm.
I take those emotions and I feel with you. So it's processing it, and how do you process it, and
Hmm.
taking the time for yourself to decompress and say, okay, I need to step back now, I need to get away, like listening to that battery.
Hmm.
You have to find what works for you, like what brings you down, what can bring you back up really quick, because at the
Hmm.
end of the day you have to listen to your gut, right?
Like the thing as well, I've noticed too for a lot of people is that like they lack that ability to just say like enough is enough. Like I
Yeah.
cannot take any more onto my plate. I'm an emotional wreck. Like I was the worst at this, where
Yeah.
I would sit there and just like take on other people's problems, more this, more that. I'm trying to be
Yeah.
best friend to everybody. And then at a certain point I realized I'm like, fuck all of you. Like you're all terrible.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
terrible. Like just vampiric people who will just sit there
Yep.
and drain you dry and give you absolutely nothing back.
Yeah. That is so true. Absolutely.
Like
And
I am the biggest community person, that I'm like, we need to be a community, we need to work together, it's all about kind of being collective and everything, but like there's a limit to that, where you cannot,
yes.
like, gatekeeping is important. You need to keep people with negative energy out of your space, period. And negative
Absolutely.
energy is not people who complain, it's not people who bring up fault, it's not people who are mad or sad or whatever. That's not it. It's people who take away from the group, the collective, the individuals, whatever, and give nothing back. Those are the people you need to
Oh,
avoid.
that. Did you guys hear that? That was gold. That is gold. Let's take that in for a second, because that right there, I could not have said it more perfect. Like, yes, 100%. And they're vampires. That is exactly what they are. They'll
Hmm.
take, and they will never give you any blood in
Yeah.
return.
No.
They'll just
The
take it
blood
for
bank is
themselves. Yeah.
closed. You are going home bloodless.
Correct. Correct. Oh my gosh, I'm dying. I freaking love you so much,
I
Doug.
love you
You're
so much too.
fantastic. And
What
you guys, like, what? Go
no,
ahead, Doug.
no, I was going to say, like, what do you think is the biggest thing, like if you could go back in time and talk to young Shannon? And of course that would
Whew.
freak you out, but if you could go back and be like, what would you tell her in terms of like how to navigate? Cuz I know what I would go back and tell myself.
Oh man, I'd say, bitch, bitch. It does not matter what anybody fucking thinks about you. The
Mhm.
casting, they want you to book the role. Be yourself. And okay, here's one. Before we go any further, Shannon, they're going to tell you two different things. They're going to say, "Oh, be yourself in the casting." But then they're going to turn that around, and then they're going to say, "Oh, be natural. Be this, be this, be this, but be yourself." So,
Mhm.
I would say, Shannon, just kind of take what they're saying into consideration, but just do
Do you?
whatever feels right to you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you, bitch?
Yeah.
Because everything else, it doesn't matter. Just keep going. Keep keep being yourself. Just keep going. Keep at it.
Mhm.
Just fuck it all. Be yourself. No fucks given.
Because
Yep.
like I'll,
What
I'll
would you
I'll
say?
I'll give my perspective on that, seeing as I have directed before. Is that
Yeah.
when you go into a situation, and I notice a lot of people. We were talking about this the last time we were on the phone. Like everybody wants all eyes on them. They want to be the star. We're not
Yeah.
looking for the star. We're looking for someone who knows how to be a team player. We're looking for somebody who knows where they should go and where they shouldn't go. Because at the end
Right.
of the day, it's a group project. It's the same thing with game development. Like, you can try and be the superstar and take on everything yourself and try and be, whatever. Like, that's not necessary. That's just going to burn you out. It's going to make you worse at acting. It's going to make you a worse overall person, because then you're just going to get jaded and bitter and hate everybody. And it doesn't need to be that. Like, you need to focus on deliver the best performance in the moment, Nothing else matters. Like I was saying, like if your role is, do you want cream or sugar? Go deliver that shit and get the fuck off camera. Like nobody needs you to come in and be like, oh, well, would you like cream or sugar, sir? Or perhaps I could give you a foot rub. Let us go over it. We don't need any of that. We don't need any of that stupid shit.
Right.
Just come in and deliver what
Right.
you're supposed to deliver. Do your job the way you're supposed to do it. Get your paycheck and go home and prepare for the next one, because the next one will be
Yes.
like, if you're a team player, you know how to do what you know how to do.
Hmm.
People will call you
Yeah.
back for that. People don't call back hot shot maverick, bang bang bang, I come in here and I do what I want. We don't want you on set.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a team effort. Like you're part of a team. It's not there's you heard it before. There ain't no I in team. So
Hmm.
be a team player. Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's
Oh
true
my
with
gosh.
anything. Like imagine, for instance, you're building a house or something. You're like, I am the best architect in the world. You're just going to make things harder for everyone, and it's not going to
Yeah.
lead to a better house, which is the goal. The goal is to make a good house. It is not for
Yeah.
you to flex your muscles and everything. And like I 100% had to learn this, because I'm a person who I will sit there and I will learn the craft, I'll learn the technique, and I will master the shit out of it, and then I will just go in and deliver, 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 deliver. I'm that type of
Yeah.
person, and I had to learn how to dial it back. And like, they are asking me to come in here and say, would you like cream or sugar? I will deliver, would you like cream or sugar, and get the fuck out of the way. No more of
That's
this.
right. That's right. You got a job to do, and you're being a professional, and that is that,
Yep.
Just say your lines, say your words. That's it. That's
Get
it.
out of the way. Because,
Get out of the fucking way, bitch.
how many times have you seen somebody come in and showboat and be like, oh, I will be the next Oscar winner? And it's like, did we need that? You don't see the lighting people doing that. You don't see the people in craft services being like, I can make a crab rangoon better than anyone else. We don't need that. Just make the crab rangoons and leave. Get out of here.
Yeah, we just want to eat. We
Yeah,
just want to eat.
just deliver.
But what would
And
you say? But
go ahead,
go
go
ahead.
ahead,
Go ahead. Keep going.
No, I was
No,
just
no,
gonna
no.
say, like, just deliver. That's all people want. Just deliver. And you know you have it inside of you. I know. I don't even know these people who are listening. I know you have it inside of you. Just go deliver what you're supposed to deliver and get the fuck out of Dodge. You will be a 10 times happier person, a more fulfilled person. Save all that creative energy for your own projects. Don't waste it on other people's when it's not wanted. That's it. I'll shut up.
Yeah. When it's not wanted, that's a good point, because they know what they want. If they want to tweak, they're gonna
Hmm.
let you know, like, oh, let's play it as if this way, and then you'll be like, okay, you can take that in and then play it as if that way, however they
Hmm.
said, and then just get out. Again, it's just making those little tiny tweaks and doing your
Hmm.
thing, and bada bing bada boom, you're done, out of there,
Yeah.
done. So yeah, absolutely. And what would you say to younger Doug too? Like, going back, like what would his advice be?
My advice: get some
Yeah.
therapy. You need therapy. Life has
Ooh.
been hard. You need therapy. Talk to someone about your problems.
That's true. And a lot of people don't like that. Like, especially in America,
Hmm.
we tend to bottle everything in. Don't say you don't, because I know you do, because I'm
Oh,
one of you.
100%. Yeah.
Like that's what we're taught. Like everything we watch and it's okay, but it's also, it can be detrimental, not only to your
Hmm.
mental health, but also to your acting as well,
No.
because it kind of, it's such a crazy thing. And that's why you should do acting classes, because we have to continually work on
Hmm.
bringing out all of our emotions and how to access them. But therapy is huge.
Hmm.
Being able to talk to somebody in a safe space who can give you the tools that you need to, level up in whatever area that you need help in, to level up
Hmm.
in. It is huge. So that beautiful advice to younger Doug. Absolutely.
And another thing
100%.
I will say that I would have said to myself as well is like, you don't need to fit in everywhere. Because like I was
Oh.
100% the king of like chameleon bullshit, and you know this. I can fit in any fucking where. I am a snake, and I will be able to maneuver my way into any conversation. Do not trust. No, I'm joking.
You'd be in a group conversation, everybody, and then
Yeah,
all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, who's that?"
yeah.
That's Doug.
Yeah, just be able to
Yeah,
break in
yeah.
because
Who's
like
good?
I
Who's
I was
good?
always somebody who's very charismatic and I'm very empathetic.
Mhm.
I want to know more about everyone and everything. So, but the problem with doing that is that I was able to very quickly move around a room and learn who people are. And when you learn who people are, you learn what their strengths are and you learn what their weaknesses are. And that is a very toxic behavior. And a lot of people don't want to hear that because they're like, oh, well, no, I'm just getting to know people. But if I know you better than you know you, I can manipulate you. And that's fucking wrong.
Ooh,
And I
that
was
is
king
wrong.
toxic when I was younger. I used to manipulate the shit out of people. I was dead ass wrong. I know I'm dead ass wrong now,
Oh,
but that's
yeah.
only because I grew, I evolved. But if I had never done that, like I would still be out here just and it's not like grifting. It's something
Right.
different where you're just like, oh, I can maneuver in any room. I can get anybody to like me or tolerate me or whatever. And I can get what I want from you. And a lot of people do
Yeah.
not think they exhibit this behavior, and they do. And it's very important to
Right.
look inwardly and be like, am I a manipulator? Do I fuck with people? Do I try and get what I want out of people? Because a lot of us do it,
Wow. Yeah.
especially actors. Y'all some lying ass, no joking. But we're all
Oh
kind of
God.
actors. Like we're all playing
Yeah.
our roles. And for me, I was always playing the role of like, I've always been a clown, but I always was trying to play the role of like, oh, I want to be fun. I want to be the person
Right.
people can rely on. I want to be that person for people. And I didn't realize how that toxic cycle went both ways. I was being nice and fun to other people, but then also I wanted things in return as well. Like I was taking shit
Mm,
away from them, trying to fill that hole inside of me because like
yeah.
we won't get into it, but I had an insane childhood. And instead of getting therapy, instead I was like, oh, I'll just make lots of friends and that'll be my therapy. That is not
Yeah.
therapy.
It is not. It is not. It is not. But yeah, those are wow. That's some good solid advice. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with them because it's important to hear. In therapy, ugh, I cannot highly it's
Hmm.
you have to try at least once. Do one session and let us know
With
how you
someone
feel
accredited, I'll add
afterwards.
that. Do not go to
Yeah, oh.
BetterHelp. They are scammers. Do not go to BetterHelp. Do not
Tip
sponsor the
needed.
show BetterHelp.
Correct, correct. You have to do your research and you have to find somebody who you can trust because as you know, um well luckily we have the Zoom conferences like you can call in and get the
Hmm.
telehealth whatever and that's nice. But like if you're going to an in-person place, as you know, I was hit on by a doctor, so just be
Hmm.
sure that you can trust them and they're not going to do any funny business because I
Hmm.
refuse to let that happen to you. So just do your research. It's important. You're an actor. You know how important research is for a role.
Hmm.
Well, research it for your real life too because it can save you a whole lot of heartache in the end. Now, sometimes you won't be able to find like if somebody is shady and they go to kiss you
Yeah,
couldn't find that online because
that's not in
either
the
A,
reviews. Great
yeah,
kisser.
they're not in the
Great
reviews.
therapist. Great kisser.
It's not going to be there. So just be careful and just be aware because shady people be out there. It doesn't matter what your profession, but
Hmm.
find somebody you can trust or, ask around your friends, family members. They might have somebody who they can recommend to you too. So definitely solid advice. Go find you some help because it's
Not
we
at
can't do
BetterHelp.
this alone.
Stay away from
But not
BetterHelp.
at
That's
BetterHelp.
yeah.
There we
Absolutely.
go. There
When
we
I
go.
saw that expose on them, I was like, these people are monsters. They
Oh
need to be
gosh, yeah.
stopped.
A lot of them do. A lot of them do. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's another what? Why can't I never talk
Conversation.
right?
Me neither.
Conversation. Thank
Me
you.
neither.
God dang
Listen, it's
it.
okay to make mistakes. We're all
It's
learning.
okay. Even if you're a voice actor and you should be able to talk
Oh my
for a
God.
living.
Did I ever tell you about the one time I tried to do a bit of voice acting because I got asked to do it on that shitty project I was on in Florida?
I don't think you did. No.
Oh my God, it is so hard. I don't know how y'all do because like it's psychopathy. I don't know how to describe it. Like you have to separate like the limbic part of yourself, like the just your reaction part from like the like psychological part, and then you're just kind of like a corpse at that part. Like you're emoting for someone else's emotions, and to me it's freaky. I do not like it. It's an out of body thing, but I admire that actors can do that. I think it's really wonderful. But for me, I'm like, I feel like a psychopath. I'm not being me. I'm being this other person, right? And they're like, yes, be him.
Well, now you know my secret. I'm a psychopath. It's out of the bag. The cat's out of the bag. But no, seriously. Oh, that's fantastic. I didn't know you did that, but I love it.
I
You
was
should.
terrible at
You
it. In
should.
between every take, shit, fuck, god damn it. I couldn't get any of the lines right. It's so hard
That's
because
common.
you're trying to be someone else and then emote dialogue as this other person and not go too deep where you fall into a sunken place and you can't get back out. I don't know how y'all do that. It's weird.
It is weird. There's a lot of classes, a lot of like
Mhm.
processing, and just yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. But this has been absolutely delightful, Doug. Thank you so much for joining me today
Oh, it
and
was a
just being
pleasure.
here with all of us. Like I hope that you all took everything in that Doug was saying, because he has been in this industry for so long and he's done the stuff himself. He's worked with great big companies, and you just have to take everything in, right? And
Mhm.
when you get somebody who has been in it as long as you have, like that is
Mhm.
it's huge, right? And I just appreciate you taking the time to be with us, because I know your schedule's hectic and you're doing all the things. And yeah, it was just really good to hear, like, not only for me too, because I love to hear what you got
Mhm.
going on, but for them, for you guys, it's good to hear the process, right? Like going from step A to step, I don't know, what would you say you're in step?
Watermelon.
What step?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Tangerine. I'm
Like
somewhere over there.
it's always flexing and growing, and you got to go with the flow. So I love the fact that they were able to hear your journey and your input and all the things. And it's thank you so much for being
Oh,
here with
thank
us today,
you. It
Doug.
was such a pleasure being on
Absolutely
here.
amazing. And do you have anything where people could come find you, see your work, or anything like that, or if they wanted
So
to reach you?
I actively hide from the public, but
It's true.
I do have a Threads account if you want to come yell at me over there on Marky Z's platform. It's just Doug Clayton, one word, and you can come over there and we can argue about politics and all of the bullshit I like talking about. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't use Instagram anymore. It's a cesspool. Everyone should delete their Instagram. Instagram, don't sponsor the podcast.
Dang it, Doug, I need sponsors here. Oh man, no, definitely. If I don't even know what those things are, Threads. Well, what I don't know, but if you use it, I can't.
It's just for lunatics to have conversations about nonsense. All we do is
Okay.
argue about Kendrick Lamar and being black in America, even though I'm not in America no more. But I'm on the black side of Threads. I don't know what they do on the other sides. That's where we are. It's fun.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, if you're there, hit them up. You're going to have a good time. I can guarantee it. And in the meantime, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this podcast with your friends, because the more
click the
people
little
we can
bell
get,
thing.
click that bell, baby. Please click the bell. Because the more people we can get it out there, the more, I guess, the algorithms like it. I don't know. It's a thing, apparently. And just know I appreciate you. I'm just so happy you're here with us on this journey, and we will catch you next time. All right. Thank you, Doug. We'll see you next time,
Bye.
okay? Bye.